This is RTV6 News at 6, working for you.
I've called. I've gone through the frustration. I'm not getting any response. I've done everything I can do.
New at 6, cable concern and confusion. The homeowner is so frustrated, she called RTV6 for help. We get to work looking for a solution.
It is a lot quieter here in Pagoda Plaza, but the party has just begun here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
A complete coverage of Carb Day and a look at some new security measures in place.
And rain chances are in the weekend forecast. I'll let you know the impact it could have on race day as we take a closer look with TrueCast.
Good evening, I'm Rafael Sanchez. This is the News at 6. And tomorrow marks 1 year since the students at Noblesville West Middle School opened fire, injuring teacher Jason Seaman and student Ella Whistler. Only on RTV6. RTV6's Meredith Barrick speaks to one father who shares powerful text messages from his son and how that day led to the creation of a working group of parents hoping to prevent another violent act from happening in their schools again.
I got a phone call and saw that it was my son, and he had tried to text me a couple of times and I didn't hear them. And first thing he said was, I'm okay, but there were shots fired in our school, and I think a teacher and a girl got shot.
For the first time, Steve Rogers, whose son was an 8th grader at Noblesville West Middle School at the time, is sharing those text messages.
Obviously, it's the last call you ever want to get as a parent, and drove straight to Noblesville as fast as I could.
He says after that, the waiting was the hardest part.
But I just remember thinking I wanted my son back, in my presence right now.
In the days following May 25th, 2018, there was a lot of discussion.
We all went through a very traumatic experience, and there were a lot of conversations on front porches and in driveways and so forth.
In the weeks following the shooting, there was action. Noblesville Stands Together, a group of roughly 24 parents who meet regularly, was formed. Rogers tells me so far they've figured out there is a need for 3 things: more mental health resources, better physical security inside buildings, and finally, gun violence prevention.
We're trying to approach it from a standpoint of safety and what can everyone, all of us, even though we all have different diverse political views, what can we all agree on? And I think we all agree that there are certain people who shouldn't have guns and that we can do a better job of keeping them away from those people.
Last summer, the group met with the governor and other politicians to explain what they wanted to see changed. In the last few months, there were revelations Rogers is still wrapping his mind around.
And the one thing that really struck us, and really I think personally motivated me, was that it became clear that he intended to do as much harm as he could.
And still, 1 year later, the fear still lingers for many.
There isn't a parent who had a kid at the school that day who can't tell you about how there are now children who startle visibly when someone grabs the door handle of their classroom, children who are in counseling.
A feeling he hopes no other child experiences in Noblesville, Indiana, and our country ever again.
Speaking as a parent of someone who's been through this experience, the impacts are too long-lasting, and we can't allow that to happen.
A powerful story from a parent there in Noblesville. That was Meredith Barrick reporting. The group Noblesville Stands Together has also met with the superintendents of both Noblesville and Carmel Clay schools. Noblesville Schools tells RTV6 that they continue to heal today and every day nearly 1 year ago from that moment. For a look at the steps your school takes to keep your children safe, head to our website, theindychannel.com/school safety. There you can take a look at the school safety plans from other school districts throughout Central Indiana. And coming up tonight, all new at 11, you'll hear why one Noblesville student says the school is much more different today than it was 1 year ago. That story tonight on the news at 11. Only on RTV6, Greenwood neighbors are frustrated after they say a utility company left a job simply unfinished. They say it's been a problem for months, so they turned to RTV6 for help. RTV6's Derek Thomas is working for you to get to the bottom of this issue.
This orange cable snakes its way through Stephanie Coe's yard. She tries to keep it off the lawn.
As spring was approaching, because I was afraid the mowers would start coming and it would get mowed over, and I called for 2 straight weeks trying to get somebody to come out here, and they just kept telling me they were going to get with the scheduling crew and somebody would call me back. Never heard back from anybody and haven't seen anyone.
All this effort to get something done for a cable that she doesn't benefit from. That cable is mounted on the fence around her house and extends hundreds of feet until it reaches the trees and connects to another neighborhood. Co tells me she's tired of worrying about this cable. She's tired of talking about this cable. She's tired of spending hours on the telephone trying to get this cable buried. The utility companies have long ago planted flags in her yard to let the cable company know what areas to avoid whenever they get around to burying the cable. Janine Evans lives just down the way from Co and hopes that time is near.
It just seems totally ridiculous. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever, really. So the sooner they could get it figured out, they could, just unhook it here and put it over there or get it buried, one of the two.
Well, it's not that simple. After we reached out, Comcast sent a crew to the house and found the problem. Mike Wilson told me it's a temporary line. We're working on infrastructure improvements in the area. We're going to fix it as quickly as possible. Even though it won't be fixed immediately, Co is thankful we got involved.
That's one thing we love about Channel 6. We always love to watch you guys. We watch morning, noon, and night.
In Greenwood, Derek Thomas, RTV6.
A Comcast spokesman, Mike Wilson, said he would not be surprised if that was taken care of within a week. We will stay on top of this and get back to you. Now to a look at your forecast for this race weekend, one of the most important of the year. Fans are enjoying right now. It appears that Foreigner remains on stage. It was a hot one out there. We hit one of the hottest days of the year. And unlike the song that Foreigner sings, that Cold as Ice, it was really hot today. Storm Team 6 meteorologist Kyle Mounds, fill us in, right? It was not cold as ice in Indy. It was hot.
You need some ice to keep you cool out there. And talking about those rain chances, yeah, we're going to have those throughout the holiday weekend. And at a glance, rain chances are highest on race day, but it's all about the timing, as we're going to be finding out here as we go through the next couple of days. We're going to break down that forecast for you, but you can see out there right now, everything's very quiet. There were some severe storms in Illinois, but those have thankfully faded away. We are still a toasty 84 degrees in downtown, 87 for you in Bloomington, and 86 in Martinsville. A little bit of a southwest breeze, just not doing a whole lot to cool us down. It's just kind of continuing to mix up the air out there. And temperatures tonight only going to cool back into the upper 60s. So it is going to be another sultry start to the upcoming weekend. We're going to talk about some more of that holiday heat, a slight risk of severe storms as the weekend goes along, and also taking you hour by hour through that race day forecast.
Kyle, thank you so much. Beyond the weather, all eyes are also on public safety as the biggest crowd in the nation will gather at the Speedway this weekend. Let's check in right now with RTV6's Mark Mullins and Amanda Starantino, who continue our coverage live from the Motor Speedway with the flag welcoming all race fans. Hey guys, take it away.
Yeah,
hey,
welcome
Raphael,
race fans.
We found this. I'm assuming that you brought this out here because you're the king of props. Welcome race fans. That's what Pagoda Plaza is all about right now.
That's right. And Raphael, I got to tell you, the crowd was pretty impressive today. Pagoda Plaza earlier today, where we are standing right now, was packed with people. But there comes a certain time when those people make a mass exodus to the concert stage. That was the big draw today.
Everyone has been watching Foreigner. It seems like they may have just finished. You're taking a live look at that concert right now. A huge crowd out there. Looks like they're saying goodbye now, but definitely a lot of fun for the people here. But that's not the only music.
Right before Foreigner, we had Cool in the Game perform for the audience there, but tomorrow there's a big headliner coming for Legends Day.
It's going to be a big one. Zach Brown Band is back tomorrow, so that's going to be really exciting. Clayton Anderson, actually, Indiana's own, will be opening up for him starting at 2:30.
And you got to talk with him.
Yeah, you can check out our interview. We found Clayton wandering around today, so we did a Facebook Live with him. Head to our Facebook page to check that one out. But a lot of fun going on.
A lot of fun going on, and more fun to be had this weekend, including Sunday's big race. That's when more than 300,000 people will descend on the Indianapolis Motor Speedway from all over the world.
And so our Aaron List shows us how our four-legged friends are helping us with security measures here.
If you're driving here to the track for the Indy 500, you'll want to get here early because with security, it might take some extra time with bomb-sniffing dogs checking out your vehicle.
Yeah, you can never predict how the crowd's going to show up, and sometimes they all show up at once, and it takes a long time to get them through there.
30 canines, the most they've ever used from the U.S. Department of Homeland Security, are putting their noses up to any vehicle coming into IMS. And here's what officials say to expect.
We'll do a big group all at once and then move them in, move the next set of vehicles in place.
There will be people on site in orange vests instructing you on what to do.
We'll have them shut their vehicles off so the dogs don't get burned or somebody forgets to put it in park. Nobody will get run over. So safety's the primary thing we want them to be concerned about.
Although it might take a few extra minutes of your time, it's all for you, the race fans.
Yeah, we're out there trying to keep them safe.
These dogs sniffing out any potential problems so you can stay safe and enjoy this year's Indy 500. Aaron Lish, RTV6.
Thank you, Aaron, for that. Now, Mark and I will be back here along with the whole RTV6 team Sunday morning. Breakfast at the Brickyard only on RTV6. Coverage starts early.
At 5 a.m., we'll see you there. Hey, we're live at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Rafael, back to you in studio.
Thank you, Mark and Amanda. We'll see you tonight on the news at 11, but still ahead on the news at 6. Looking back on 70 years of broadcast history right here at Channel 6. And we saved this one for this specific day, when the moon came out at the track.
And day first, Tony Ganon, wrap it up. Carb Day 2019, fast and furious practice. Thumbs up or thumbs down? It was good. Good thing. Thumbs up. When he's happy, a lot of people are happy. Tell you why, coming up in just a bit.
Thumbs up and temperatures up. If today was a warm-up for race day, mission accomplished. We were in the upper 80s. We'll break down your race day forecast through the Memorial Day weekend coming up.
T-Tuna.
This is RTV6 News at 6, working for you.
Channel 6's long history with the Indianapolis Motor Speedway started on day one 70 years ago. On our very first day, May 30th, 1949, we aired the Indianapolis 500 live. As anyone who's been at the track knows, race fans are spirited, yes, and unpredictable. Just ask former reporter Gary Dick, who shares a memory from about 30 years ago.
I was doing a live shot on Friday before the race at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Lots of us did those live shots. I did many out there. And as anyone who's been out to the Speedway knows, the fans can get a little, a little wild. This was a Friday evening. I'm doing my live shot. I noticed these three guys on the top of an RV. They were having a few beers. They were having fun, but they were very calm. They were not, no big deal. I introed the package, so we went to the package piece. And while I was in there, I keep an eye on these people, to make sure they're not going to do anything too crazy. So I come out of the package, and I'm on camera, and I'm looking at the monitor, and in back of me, I can see these guys. And sure enough, one of these guys calmly puts his beer down, stands up, drops his drawers, and turns around and moons me and everyone else in the viewing audience.
As far as traffic into the Indianapolis Motor Speedway on Sunday, officials say it will go as always, and that traffic, the major routes will be on 16th and on 30th Streets. The major thing, as always, officials say to keep a full tank of gas and to be patient. This is field anchor Gary Dick reporting live tonight from the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Now back to the studio. Clyde?
All right, the partying has begun.
Dave Sauls, my photographer, all I could see were his shoulders just chuckling and laughing. I don't know how I kept it together, but I did throw it back to the studio, and Howard Caldwell and Clyde Lee did not keep it together. They went nuts. So it was a funny time. At the time, we were a little nervous about it, but it was funny.
Good times at the track. Now, I was at the track earlier today, and I can say I saw nothing like that today, but still, Sunday at the Coke Lot or at the Steak Pit, we'll see what happens. Let's return right now to the track with Chief Meteorologist Kevin Gregory, and I can't resist. Any full moons in the forecast, Kevin?
The next authorized full moon, June 17th, and it's the strawberry moon. That means we're getting close to Strawberry Fest on Monument Circle. Okay, temperatures today, boy, when the sun broke out, you knew how high the humidity was. Supercharged is what it was. Temperature today, 86. Let's look at the weekend, and you're probably wondering, okay, we talked about the full moon. When's the next thunderstorm chance? And it will come tomorrow afternoon. It's likely dry, definitely warm and muggy for the parade in the morning. In the afternoon tomorrow, thunderstorm chances in increase as well as the temperature. Sunday, chance for thunderstorms throughout the day. They're a little more likely later in the day. Kyle Mounts has the timing there, and each model run, it changes a little bit. Let's get our latest thinking at this point. Kyle?
Yeah, Kevin, it is going to come down to the timing because it does look like we are going to have rain chances in that Sunday forecast. Out there right now, though, we see some clouds, but none of them building into any thunderstorms. With that temperature at 84, feels like 87. We made it to 86 this afternoon. That makes it so far the hottest day of the year. You're sitting at 87 right now in Bloomington. We've got a front across the area, so a little cooler, a little more comfortable around Peru and Kokomo with temperatures in the 70s, but you are well into the 80s right now in Castleton at 87 and 86 in Edinburgh. All right, let's get into your weekend forecast here. Heading off for the parade tomorrow. I don't think we're going to have to worry about any rain there. It will be a bit breezy. That southwest wind, 10 to 20 miles per hour, and temperatures that warm quickly. We're already at 81 at 11 o'clock. By 1 o'clock in the afternoon, we're at 84. So make sure you got that water tomorrow, the sunscreen as well, as temperatures will make their way into the lower 80s for you in Lafayette, 85 in Richmond, and 86 in Indy. And we've got about a 30 to 40% chance of some scattered showers and thunderstorms for the afternoon. This is noon tomorrow. You start to see that line of showers and storms coming together around Lafayette by about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It continues to slide off to the south and east, impacting Indianapolis and surrounding areas around 6 o'clock in the evening. And then we get a little reprieve before that next round of thunderstorms moves in. So let's take you to TrueCast as we go overnight Saturday into Sunday morning, bringing in a band of some showers here early Sunday morning, but then trying to dry things out the first half of the day before shower and thunderstorms build back into the forecast around between about 1 and 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So that could certainly have some impacts on the race as we go into the evening. But keep this in mind, the 101st running back on 2017, yeah, we picked up nearly an inch of rain that day on race day, but we didn't have any rain actually impact the laps of the race. So again, all about timing and location. The 7-day planning forecast on Memorial Day, a few more showers and storms there. 84 will be your high. We're toasty again on Tuesday before some more showers and storms cool us down for the end of next week. Highs only in the middle 70s.
Kyle, thank you so much. And don't forget to download the Storm Shield app because
you'll need that this weekend.
You'll need it this weekend. Now let's go trackside with Dave First and Tony Kanaan.
Trackside 6 rolling along here during the news at 6. Tony Kanaan, Day First, wrapping up Carb Day 2019. I tell you what, this never ceases to amaze. Every year, the month of May, you blink, all of a sudden Carb Day is done.
It's gone.
And you look forward to, as we all do, the race on Sunday. But I don't know, what'd you make of practice today?
It was a busy day. I mean, everybody's still trying to find that last thing. You know, you give the engineers another hour and a half, and they're going to give you a list of things to do. Obviously, the rain kind of delayed us a little bit, kind of like 20 minutes.
Right.
But everybody was still trying to find the race car. The race car, the ultimate race car that is going to win the race.
And who has that ultimate race car right now?
All 33 of us. Everybody has a car.
Well, you talked yesterday about some gamesmanship, perhaps, out there. Not everyone's showing exactly what they've got. Did you see or sense a little bit of that today?
Today as well. I mean, you see some guys on old tires, some guys on new tires, and then they think they're stronger than the others. But to be honest, the reality is going to actually hit on Sunday. We'll see what's going to happen.
How good do you guys feel?
I feel good. I think the car is competitive. I mean, we still have a few cars to pass. This year's going to be tougher, I think. You know, everybody's a lot closer. And but I feel actually I have as good as a car as I had last year, and we led a bunch of laps last year. So.
Here's the thing. It was incident-free in this last hour and 20 minutes, let's call it. Graham Rahal, I don't know if you've noticed this, he has a much different line, and he exits much higher, and even he tapped the wall in turn 2 here today. That's just, I mean, it depends on how you enter the corner and how you exit, right?
Yeah, I mean, obviously when we were in the draft, there is always this wash-off that we say, and running higher, you're closer to the wall. You're going to hit the wall sooner or later.
You're going to run out of room.
So he likes to run the high line, and I saw, actually, I didn't know he hit it, but I saw the brushed.
Yeah.
So, you know, I mean, it's going to be a tough race, Dave. I mean, I think it's we're going to earn our paycheck on Sunday for sure.
One of the great races each and every year, the Freedom 100. It happened again today, and a crazy finish at the end. It was Oliver Askew over Ryan Norman by 67 10,000s.
I don't even know what
of
that
a
is.
Second. It's like this, but shorter.
Okay.
I mean, but it's fun to watch, isn't it, man?
Oh, I mean, it's crazy. I cannot imagine me doing that or having my kid do that. You know, it's It's a thrill. I think, Carb Day, the fans are all here for the concert and stuff, and they get to watch this. It's awesome.
We should also mention last night, a very special night over at the Marriott, where our friend Dan Weldon was put in the IMS
Have you noticed why I'm wearing my white glasses?
That was the big segue. You're wearing the white sunglasses for a DW. How fun was that
finally, we finally inducted him, and it was awesome. Obviously, Susie was there with the kids, and I couldn't hold myself when they played the video. I cried again, but it was a really, really cool night. All his friends were there, his kids were there. The good thing is the kids got the opportunity to see even more how respectful his dad was and his legacy. So.
Probably the best moment for the boys who were just now finding out about who Dad was all about. Part of the emotion, certainly, of the month of May, heading into race day on Sunday. Good luck. We'll talk to you on Sunday, okay?
Yes.
And more at 7, too. Tony Kanaan, Day First at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
.org/St. Vincent Hart.
Tonight on the news at 11, a unique look at Victory Lane. We're taking you back to 1983 to meet the man who took care of the massive Borg Warner Trophy every May for almost 30 years. Why that tradition changed and where we found the trophy the first time he thought he lost it. That story tonight on the news at 11. And of course, all of this leads up to next Thursday, May the 30th, when former anchors Clyde Lee and Dion Willis lead us in a 1-hour special at 7 p.m. 70 years together, RTV6, working for you. We invite you to join us then for that special program.
And as you're going to be out this weekend, it's also a weekend to be weather aware, as we're going to have some thunderstorm chances, and a few of those could be strong with some gusty winds and highs in the 80s right through Memorial Day.
Kyle, thank you so much. We'll have the latest on the forecast tonight on the news at 7. You have a great evening and a great Memorial Day weekend.